Okay, I know I'm late to this, I'm sorry. I tried to record it this morning, but the cars driving by my house had other plans for me. So, I did see it. Ed Boon dropped this bombshell on us this morning about the Kameo roster. And it's pretty big news. Like, even though Ed Boon is the biggest troll to ever, exist on our planet, I do think that this has some merit to it. So, Uncanny Carlos made a tweet today saying, "Can you name all my Kameo predictions?" And he has like a whole roster of cameos that he predicted. And Ed Boon retweeted this, and he quoted it saying, "Carlos, it is uncanny how many of these you got right." So this is interesting, and again, Ed Boon is a big troll, so some people were saying that he had the, what is this called? He had the pun from Uncanny Carlos's name, and so people were like, okay, maybe it's not going to be that true. But to be honest, I'm under the impression that this is going to be very accurate. If not like very accurate, I'm gonna say like 50 to 75% accurate. But that's also because I really do like this roster. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So here I pulled up the image, and going from left to right, or left to right, up, down, left, what is this, DDR? Anyway, oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Okay, so Chameleon, Tremor, Shadow Priest, Motaro, Moloch, Draman, Suhao, Striker, Kung Lao, Devora, Kano, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya,
Jax,
Noob, Shinnok, Baraicho, Goro, Mocap, Shao Kahn, Cassie, Mavado, and Farah. Again, I really do like this roster, and it also feeds into several things that Ed Boon has said. He has said that joke characters have their spots on the Kameo roster. So like Striker is considered a joke character, Mocap, Draman, although Draman did have his own lore, with Moloch and stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, these joke characters
that aren't going to
have a lot of plot relevance. But going through this roster, not only does it have the joke characters which Ed Boon has said in the past, but it also has some characters that have never been playable. Characters like the Shadow Priest are something that are extremely iconic, but have never actually been a playable character. And Ed Boon did point this out in an interview yesterday, or not yesterday, but an interview with, I think it was Brian Tong's interview. The Shadow Priests have never been a playable character. I do believe that they were a villain in Shaolin Monks, I think that they were. Like they were like a basic mob that you could fight, but they've never made their playable debut. So this is exactly what Ed Boon has said. Characters like the Shadow Priests, like Motaro, who are kind of hard to make playable, are finally going to be able to make their debut in the Kameo fighters. Although Motaro has been playable before, he was not balanced, and it is very hard for them to do a character like this. So that's why Kameo fighters gives them this opportunity to bring characters like this to life. This also does have to do with the fact that characters that are going to be Kameo fighters do not have to be canon to the main story. So that's why I do think it is likely we'll see characters like maybe Noob, or damn, these cars, bro, these cars. So that's why I do think it is likely we will see characters like maybe Devora, who probably isn't in this timeline yet, characters like Noob, who shouldn't be alive yet, or not alive, but shouldn't be a thing yet, because in this timeline, Bihan is alive. But Bihan is evil, but if he doesn't die in this game, Noob's only way to be represented in this game would be through a cameo. Same thing with characters like Cassie, who isn't born yet in this timeline, or even characters like Farah, Mavado, who might not have an actual place to fit in this story, will be able to be represented through the Kameo fighters. Also like Shinnok, who I don't think really has a place in this story to be a villain, his fans will be able to still see him and probably play him through the Kameo system. We already know Goro is confirmed. As for Shao Kahn, I really do think Shao Kahn can exist in the Mortal Kombat 1 timeline. So I don't know if he's going to be a cameo or be a playable character, or both, but maybe he won't be in the game, so we'll see. I really do like this roster. I do think that it is very likely, like if I had to say, I think at least like 10 of these characters will make it. And I'm not going to talk about leaks and stuff like that, which is why I'm not really talking about certain characters, but if you know, you know. With this roster, I am very happy with it, and I think it does take from multiple eras of Mortal Kombat to make a very interesting roster. I do think this does leave some room for some players to be disappointed, especially new players or players who have not played the older games and only played 9X and 11, because this does have a lot of representation from older characters. I mean, Suhao, Draman, Moloch, Mocap, these are characters that a lot of new players won't see the significance in. But that's why I think Kameo fighters are so cool, because they can do this type of stuff, and they can bring these old characters back. And with the way that Ed Boon is presenting Kameo fighters, it would kind of be a waste to actually just make the full roster be characters that have been
in the last 3 games.
Again though, take it with a grain of salt. It's probably not going to be even 75% accurate. It'll probably be less than that. But like in reality, how unrealistic is this? I think it's actually pretty realistic. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this. If I had to present some of my strong opinions with this list, I think Boraicho, I would be really sad if he's just a cameo, but I would still be happy to see him in the game regardless. But I would love to see him in the main roster. I do love Boraicho. But also like Striker, which we know is confirmed. I don't really care if Striker like ever makes another return, but we do know he's in this game already. Everyone else though, I'm pretty happy with the decision. I don't know if Cassie, well no, I don't know, Cassie is like a very prevalent combat kid, but I do think that the other ones are just as good, if not some of them are better, but that's just my opinion of course. But regardless, enough rambling, I would love to see this come to fruition. But again, it's just a tweet, it's not confirmed, it's not anything like that. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think that this list is good? Do you guys think this list is likely? What are some characters here that you would love to see return? And some characters you might not want to see return. I appreciate every single one of you. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.